do you find your way? Yeah. How do you continue to walk a path that you have no idea how to walk when your best friend, who has been there through thick and thin, who has, held you when you cried and wiped your tears and listened to you fuss about boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives and kids and, even watched your children grow up, I mean, how can you let a friendship like that end and just go nowhere? I mean, think about it. It's hard. And when someone you think that is your true best friend just changes and walks out of your life, it hurts. And you wonder why. And your heart breaks. And it doesn't break because you're in love with that person. Because you're not in love with that person per se. You're not wanting to go pick out rings. You're not wanting to go get a white picket fence. You're not wanting to go pick out curtains. You're not wanting to grow old with this person. But you do love this person as a friend. You have a history with this person. This person means a lot to you. And then all of a sudden this person's gone. And, how do you deal with that? I mean, do you just go, oh, well, that person's gone? No, you can't just go, oh, well. You have to go through the emotions. You have to heal. I mean, because that person meant a lot to you. A lot of times, best friends don't realize that they balance out the other person, that they are the rock that holds down the other individual. They don't see that. And the reason why is because they feel that the other person is the rock that holds them down. And the truth be told is, it's not that way at all. Your best friend is just that, your best friend. And you can't just give up on your best friend. You can't walk away. You can't you can get mad, but why? And another thing, don't think that if you're seeing someone and your best friend lashes out, don't think your best friend's lashing out because you're seeing someone. Your best friend's more likely lashing out because she sees a difference in you. Or he sees a difference in you. And they're scared that they're losing their best friend. Do you understand what I'm saying? A best friend, a true best friend, is hard to come by. Because the majority of friends will stab you in the back faster than you can blink your eye. And they will hurt you. And they will use you for everything that you got. But when you have that one true best friend, that you know that you can pick that phone up and you can call, and you know that that person will answer, you have a blessing. And that's the best thing you could ever have. And no one understands that better than I do. I had a best friend, and I still do. We're having our difficulties right now, and I pray we work them through. Um, I will not discuss that. He probably would not appreciate it being live, but he means a lot to me. He's helped me through a lot of things. He's calmed me down when I have been seriously ticked off at the world. And he has made me see things in a different light when all I wanted to do was ball up in a corner and cry. So, maybe things would be a little bit different. But I also had a best friend at one time. And I'm going to call him John. John was 49 years old. John was like the apple of my eye. He was everything. He made the world perfect. I mean, excuse me. Hush! He was my cousin's husband. I know, don't go there. He noticed things that I never noticed. And this was before I ran back into my best friend now. So I didn't even know where he was at the time. And, well, needless to say, things were really hectic for me at this time. I was going through changes in my life that I didn't know how to handle. And John, he helped me. He helped me find my way. He helped me grow as an individual. And he helped me to become a better person. And he showed me things in this world that I never knew existed. Like what a true best friend was. Yeah. He showed me that guys and girls could be best friends without ever having intercourse. It is possible. He was a great guy. And then at 49, he died of a heart attack. And it destroyed me. It hurt really bad. And so I'm kind of weary now When it comes to my best friend that I have now. Because I don't want to ever lose him. I don't want, yeah, I want him happy. I want him to find true love. I want him to settle down. And I want him to grow up. I want him to find that special someone that will make his heart skip a beat every time he sees her. And I want him to be loved by that person unconditionally and vice versa. And that's what I want for him. But I also want him to continue to be my best friend. Because he's the reasoning behind everything I do. And I know you're going, well, how is that? Well, when you have an IQ of 189, you need somebody to help keep you leveled. And I have an IQ of 189. So I need somebody to keep me leveled. My mom used to say that I had this IQ, when God was giving out books, common sense, I thought he said book sense. So I ran to the library in heaven and I took in all the knowledge I could. But I lacked the common sense. I lacked the reasoning. And I'll admit there's times I don't think clearly. And it's not that I do it on purpose. I do it because I'm me. I'm just stardust. I can have topics about, the polar vortex. I mean, let's look at that if you want to while we're on this topic of my IQ. I did a paper on the polar vortex, and now there's a meteorologist who is using it in his paper to help build upon. And I'm like, you're probably like, well, what is the polar vortex? Okay, we're not going to stay on this topic much longer because this episode is about true friendship, okay? But I'm going to give you an idea of what my IQ is really like. Alright, the polar vortex sits above the North Pole, and it's like this very big, giant thing of cold air. Now, I know y'all remember back in the winter, we had that really cold blast of cold. I mean, it was like, Alaska cold. Like, we're going to die type of cold. Like, you walk outside and dinosaurs going to freeze you type of cold. Yeah, that type of cold. Well, see, what really happened was that, okay, but first, let me tell you what the polar vortex does. Then I'll tell you what really happened. Okay, the polar vortex, well, first let me tell you about the jet streams, then I'll tell you about the polar vortex. We have two jet streams that goes around the Earth. Now, these jet streams controls our weather. I know. Much fun right there, right? Yes, this is my IQ talking. Just bear with me. I will try to dumb it down as possible. And for y'all who got, PhDs, you probably understand what I'm saying. The ones who don't, they're probably going, oh, dear God, this woman's going to drive me insane. Okay, so, like I was saying, the polar vortex.